Hello, history enthusiasts, and welcome. Get ready to test your knowledge with our World History Sprint. You'll have just 5 seconds to answer each question, so you've got to be quick on your feet. Of course, feel free to pause the video if you need a little more time to think. When you're all done, don't forget to drop your final score in the comments below and challenge your friends to see if they can beat it. By the way, have you thought about joining our channel memberships? Members get early access to all our new quizzes, plus some exclusive bonus content. Your support helps us create more of the history content you love. Alright, pencils down, minds ready. Let's dive in and begin the quiz.
Let's start at the very heart of a cultural rebirth. In which country did the Renaissance begin? Did this flowering of arts and ideas emerge in France, Germany, or perhaps Italy? The cradle of the Renaissance was, without a doubt, Italy. This cultural movement blossomed from the city-states of Florence and Venice, fueled by a rediscovery of classical philosophy and art. Now let's crown an emperor. Who was the first Holy Roman Emperor? Was he the powerful Otto I, a ruler named Frederick, or the legendary king of the Franks, Charlemagne? The title was first held by Charlemagne, crowned on Christmas Day in the year 800. Pope Leo III crowned him Emperor of the Romans, establishing a new political entity in Western Europe. A question of language and empire. What was the main language of the Roman Empire? Was it the Greek, the administrative language of Latin, or the Eastern language of Persian? The official language across the vast Roman Empire was Latin. While Greek was common in the East, Latin was the language of law, government, and the legions, forming the basis for the Romance languages. A time when the papacy was not in Rome. The Babylonian captivity refers to the period when the papacy resided in which city? Could it be in Lyon? Did it remain in Rome? Or was it based in Avignon? For nearly 70 years, the papal court was located in Avignon, France. This period saw the Pope under heavy influence of the French crown, which greatly damaged the Church's prestige and authority. Our next query powers up with innovation. Which country started the Industrial Revolution? Did it spark in Germany, cross the Atlantic to the United States, or begin in the United Kingdom? The revolution began right there in the United Kingdom. A unique combination of coal, iron, rivers, and inventors created the perfect conditions for the world's first transition to machine manufacturing. A fascinating piece of wartime history. Which Native American language was used by code talkers in World War II? Were they members of the Cherokee, Choctaw, or Navajo nations? The primary code talkers of World War II were Navajo Marines. Their complex, unwritten language was used to create an unbreakable code, crucial for secure communication in the Pacific Theater. Let's travel back to an era of imperial stability. What was the name of the period of peace in ancient Rome? Was it the eternal peace of Pax Eterna, the imperial peace of Pax Augusta, or the famous Pax Romana? This golden age is known as the Pax Romana. It was a 200-year period of relative peace, stability, and minimal expansion that allowed for incredible architectural and cultural achievements. A treaty that ended a conflict famous for its charge. What was the name of the peace treaty that ended the Crimean War? Think carefully about the Treaty of Lausanne, the Treaty of Berlin, or the Treaty of Paris. The war was concluded with the Treaty of Paris in 1856. This treaty affirmed the territorial integrity of the Ottoman Empire and neutralized the Black Sea, marking a significant check on Russian expansion. The workhorse of the age of exploration. What was the main ship of Spanish explorers? Would it be the trireme, the caravel, or the longboat? The ship of choice was the nimble caravel. Its maneuverability and ability to sail windward made it perfect for exploring unknown coastlines, carrying explorers like Columbus and da Gama. A religious revolution on the banks of the Nile. Which pharaoh introduced monotheism? Was he the great warrior Thutmose III, the prolific builder Ramses II, or the heretic king Akhenaten? The pharaoh who championed one god was Akhenaten. He abandoned the traditional Egyptian pantheon to worship solely the sun disk Aten and moved the capital to a new city, Amarna.
How are you scoring so far? If you're enjoying this deep dive into history, imagine getting even more. We have channel memberships packed with perks just for superfans like you. Your support makes this channel possible. Now, back to the quiz.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The Code of Hammurabi belonged to which civilization? Did it originate in Persia? Was it a cornerstone of Greek law? Or did it come from Babylon? This ancient legal code is from the Babylonian civilization. King Hammurabi had this comprehensive set of 282 laws inscribed on a towering stone stele for all his subjects to see. An empire that spanned continents. The Ottoman Empire was centered in which country? Was its heart in Syria, the heart of ancient Greece, or in modern-day Turkey? The empire was centered in what is now Turkey. From their capital in Constantinople, later Istanbul, the Ottomans ruled a vast territory across Southeast Europe, Western Asia, and North Africa. A call to arms that echoed across Christendom. Which pope launched the First Crusade? Take your pick, Pope Urban II, Pope Innocent III, or Leo IX. The call was made by Pope Urban II in 1095. His stirring speech at the Council of Clermont urged European knights to retake the Holy Land from Muslim control, initiating the First Crusade. A modern revolution in how we see the world. In what year was YouTube launched? Did it debut in 2003, 2005, or 2007? The platform we know today launched in 2005. The first video, Me at the Zoo, was uploaded in April 2005, heralding a new era of user-generated content and digital media. A dark and radical phase of a great revolution. The Reign of Terror was part of which revolution? Choose from the American Revolution, the Russian Revolution, or the French Revolution. This period of extreme violence was part of the French Revolution. Led by Robespierre and the Committee of Public Safety, it was a campaign to purge enemies of the revolution, resulting in thousands of executions by guillotine. Let's turn our attention to a modern monarch of great historical significance. Who was the longest reigning British monarch? Was she the formidable Victoria, the long-suffering George III, or perhaps the contemporary Elizabeth II? The reign we're looking for belongs to Elizabeth II. Her remarkable 70-year tenure witnessed profound global changes from the end of the British Empire to the dawn of the digital age. Now let's consult an ancient source. Which Greek historian wrote the Peloponnesian War? Do we credit the father of history, Herodotus, the meticulous Thucydides, or the soldier-philosopher Xenophon? The accurate chronicler is Thucydides. He authored this masterful account of the war between Athens and Sparta, pioneering a rigorous cause-and-effect approach to historical writing. A city straddling two continents is our next subject. What was the capital of the Byzantine Empire? Could it be the majestic Constantinople, the eternal city of Rome, or the classical heart of Athens? The correct answer is the great city of Constantinople. For over 1,000 years, this fortified city served as the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire and a vital center of Christian and classical culture. Let's examine a unique and ancient invention. The boomerang originated in which culture? Did it come from the seafaring Maori, from the Aboriginal culture, or the Arctic-dwelling Inuit? This ingenious tool hails from the Aboriginal culture. While often associated with a returning throw, these curved wooden objects were primarily used as hunting weapons and held deep cultural significance. A more recent and tragic event in American history. What was the name of the hurricane that hit New Orleans in 2005? Pick one: Hurricane Ivan, the devastating Katrina, or the powerful Rita. The storm we're referencing is Hurricane Katrina. This catastrophic Category 5 hurricane caused over 1,800 fatalities and led to the catastrophic failure of the city's levee system.
How are you scoring so far? If you're enjoying this deep dive into history, imagine getting even more. We have channel memberships packed with perks just for superfans like you. Your support makes this channel possible. Now, back to the quiz.
Our next query follows the path of a legendary merchant. Where was Marco Polo born? Was he a native of the Maritime Republic of Venice, a son of Genoa, or a citizen of Rome? The great explorer hailed from Venice. His birthplace provided the mercantile background that led to his epic 24-year journey across Asia to the court of Kublai Khan. Now for a document that would change the world. In which city was the Communist Manifesto first published? Options include the industrial center of London, the revolutionary atmosphere of Paris, or the diplomatic hub of Brussels. The Communist Manifesto first printed and distributed in London in 1848. This pamphlet by Marx and Engels laid out the principles of communism, urging workers of all nations to unite against the capitalist system. Shifting gears to a cultural and commercial revolution. In what year was the first McDonald's restaurant opened? Did the Golden Arches first appear in 1948, 1955, or perhaps 1962? The very first restaurant was opened by the McDonald brothers in 1948. This California establishment introduced the speedy service system, pioneering the fast food model that would eventually spread across the globe. A pivotal anti-foreigner uprising is our next focus. Where did the Boxer Rebellion occur? Did it take place the islands of Japan, within China, or the steppes of Mongolia? This significant conflict erupted in China. This violent movement, officially known as the Boxer Uprising, aimed to drive out foreign influence and Christians from China at the turn of the 20th century. A movement that shattered the religious unity of Europe. The Reformation was a movement against which institution? Was it a challenge to the system of feudalism, the power of the monarchy, or the authority of the Catholic Church? The Reformation was a direct challenge to the Catholic Church. Beginning in the 16th century, this religious and political movement sought to reform practices and doctrines, leading to the establishment of Protestant churches. Let's journey to South Africa for our next question. The Great Trek was a migration of Dutch-speaking settlers in which country? Did these Voortrekkers move into Australia, South Africa, or Canada? This mass migration occurred in South Africa. Beginning in the 1830s, thousands of Boers traveled inland by wagon to escape British rule and establish their own independent republics. A royal house with Celtic roots. Which line of English monarchs originated in Wales? Was it the House of the Stuarts, the House of Plantagenets, or perhaps the House of Tudor? The Welsh-derived dynasty was the House of Tudor. This royal line began with Henry Tudor, who had Welsh ancestry, defeated Richard III at Bosworth Field, and became King Henry VII of England. Now let's discuss a grim chapter in medieval history. The Black Death was a pandemic of what disease? Select from the scourge of smallpox, the respiratory illness tuberculosis, or the bubonic plague. It was the bubonic plague. This devastating pandemic, caused by the Yersinia pestis bacterium, killed a vast portion of Europe's population in the mid-13th century. Colonial history is our next topic. Which country colonized Angola? Your options include the Belgian Crown, the French Empire, or the Portuguese Kingdom. The colonizing power was Portugal. Portugal established a presence in Angola in the 16th century, and it remained a Portuguese colony for over 400 years until independence in 1975. A magnificent architectural achievement. What dynasty built the Forbidden City? Was it constructed under the Zhou, the Ming dynasty, or the Yuan dynasty? This imperial palace complex was built by the Ming dynasty. Commissioned by the Yongle Emperor, its construction in Beijing was completed in 1420, serving as the imperial palace for nearly 500 years.
And that concludes our world history quiz. Give yourself a round of applause for making it through. Be sure to share your score down in the comments. We'd love to see how everyone did. Don't forget to challenge your friends and see if they can beat your score. If these brain-teasing quizzes are your thing, consider joining our channel membership. You'll get early access to new videos, exclusive bonus questions, and members-only trivia challenges. It's the best way to support us and get more great content. Smash that like button, subscribe for your weekly history fix, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep your curiosity alive.